Okay, so we're down at Ground Zero Camberwell MMA. We've just been rolling and drilling and came across something that Max have been working on that I think is pretty cool. So we're going to share it with you. You might not use the whole sweep, but there's a lot of cool components and stuff going on that you'll be able to use. So check it out.
Cool, so it's pretty much a sweep from underneath half guard. It works on either, depending on what your opponent does, you can end up in side control on top, or you can end up in half guard on top. So I'll just run you through it. So we'll start in half guard. So here, depending on, doesn't really matter a huge extent on what you do, whether it's like you do a lockdown, or if you're going feet on their shin there, on their calf there, or if you can get to a Z guard. Pretty much what you want to do is you want to maintain enough distance so that you can eventually get your head on this side of the arm. So you want to get your head under the arm. So sometimes I'll go up here in Z guard, I'll frame up this way, and then you can kind of dive in. So if you do that from either a lockdown or feet on the calf there, you can do it just from your frame. You can move this hand around to get on the inside of the elbow or the tricep and kind of get there. From here, I often lock down that shoulder. That'll hold them to you. And I'll move my legs. I'll open this leg up, but I'll move this other leg, my right leg, over. So that way, because if I just open this up, they can move up into mount. So I would move my legs over here. So this leg stopping him from mounting me. Now what I'll do is now I'll release this grip, or sometimes, because pretty much you just want your opponent to sit out. So if you just sit out here, sometimes they'll do it while I'm still holding, or sometimes they'll do it after I've let go. But once they've sat out, they'll probably still be trying to mount you. So I can bring this leg up, or I can bring it up to my elbow here. So I'll close that gap so they can't mount. Now pretty much what I want to do, you'll notice that my hand went to the bicep here. What I want to do is get control of this arm. So I can do that by holding the bicep or by getting control of the wrist. Sometimes as they sit out, I'll shove the bicep. So as part of their movement of sitting out, I'll shove the bicep and then get control of that wrist. So pretty much the two elements you want to focus on here is making sure that they can't get this leg up by bringing my knee up and by using this leg to kind of clamp it down, and shoving the bicep so you can either get control of the wrist or get control of that, just the bicep itself. Preferably the wrist, especially on bigger guys, it can be hard to hold that bicep. Now once you've gotten to this stage, they're probably going to do one of two things. Either try and mount you by bringing this leg up, or they'll lock down on this leg, which they've still got stuck in side control. So if they mount you, before that, what I do is use this hand to put pressure on their chin, because it's pretty safe because you've got this hand locked down. So I bring it, usually I cup either the neck or cup just their shoulder joint, and I want to put pressure on that chin with my forearm. Now, so if they try and mount you, what I do is use this leg that you've kind of got floating around to block it. So you've got this hook in here. That gives you a little bit of control. And what I do is throw that leg over, and I want to get both my legs so that they're on top of theirs. So now he can't get his mount up. Now I'd finish the sweep from here by putting pressure on that chin, keeping this arm clamped so they can't use that as a post at all, and throwing these two legs over. So I'd roll up there and get into side control. Then you can switch out from there if you want to strengthen up, because here there's a lot of space, so you might want to switch out and switch back in, or whatever it is to close that space in side control. But your other option is when there, so we'll run through it again. I kind of come up here, get my head around, open my leg up, keep this leg over, keep that clamped. As they sit out, I try and catch the wrist and see this leg comes up that defends you a little bit. Now if they don't try and go to mount, if they lock down on this leg, they might know the sweep's coming, or they might not feel, you know, comfortable going to mount. They might lock down on this leg, in which case you can still do the sweep. You'll just end up on top in half guard. So again, I'd put pressure on the chin and use this leg to kick over, and you end up on top in half guard. Now, you're nice and close here, so you can move this hand around and kind of put pressure on their chin through their own arm. You've also got the underhook on this side. If you want to, you know, bring your head back in, you can keep that underhook here and push pressure directly with your shoulder, but you're in a much more dominant half guard than they had before, because you're really nice and close. You can keep this arm locked in if you want and start, you know, passing this way or doing whatever you do. So that's pretty much the that's the sweep there. Give it a shot. Let us know your thoughts, because it's a work in progress. And yeah, hope you enjoyed.
Ground zero.